Right now, MTA CEO Janno Lieber speaking at that Bayside LIRR station where yesterday's flooding forced rescues and delays. Let's listen in.
So they rebuilt the ties and all the stone, the ballast, and brought in, tons and tons, over 100 tons of new stone. And here we are running service on the Long Island Railroad again. We had 2 cancellations because we didn't have enough trains out at the other end of the Port Washington line to run service first thing in the morning. But after that, we're running full service, and we're very proud to be able to serve New Yorkers as well. I am my partner in everything Long Island Railroad is Rob Free, the president of Long Island Railroad. He'll speak, but we also are blessed to have with us Congresswoman Grace Meng, who actually lives in the area, not only represents the area, but lives in the area, and has been a big supporter of mass transit in Washington and in all her work. So with that, let me turn it over to Rob, and we'll hear from the Congresswoman as well.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll just reiterate what the Chairman had said, but first I want to start by thanking our incredible employees for their Herculean effort of what they performed last night, getting this service back to full service. As the Chairman had mentioned, we're operating full service, which is on schedule, with only 2 a.m. peak delays. The water was up to the platform here at Bayside, and just east of Bayside, as you go to Great Neck, there was another flooding condition. And I just want to emphasize as well that our system is resilient. It's constructed in a way that can accommodate water that emanates and accumulates on our property. But when you introduce storm runoff water from the surrounding areas, thousands of gallons rushing onto our property, it cannot keep up with it. But again, our employees did a miraculous job. 160 tons of ballast, 16 dump trucks of ballast were spread out over the tracks. There were 7 different locations that had to be addressed in the course of the overnight, and our employees came through to provide service for our customers.
Hi everyone, I'm Congresswoman Grace Meng, proud to represent parts of Bayside and Queens in Washington, D.C. It really means a lot that the MTA and the LIRR presidents are here in our Bayside community at our train station where we were so severely impacted. I was here last night, soon after the flooding was happening. The employees of the LIRR and MTA were literally helping my constituents get off the train to safety. There was a train that was stuck about 100 feet from the exit, and our community is so grateful for the tremendous work that the employees put in, not only to get our families to safety, but also they literally worked through the night, I think till like 5 a.m. or so that around 6-something a.m. I was already getting texts and pictures saying these tracks look great, what happened last night, and they were so impressed that things were smoothed over so quickly. The last major storm that hit my congressional district that many may remember was Hurricane Ida. And I know that there is so much more work to be done in terms of infrastructure, but between the city, state, and federal government, we have been allocating and securing more funding so that there were more alerts. There were to my knowledge so far, no major injuries or people hurt this time. And so while there is much more to be done, we're grateful that no one was hurt, and this is operating so early the next morning already.
Thank you. Again, thank you to Congresswoman who represents us not just in these crisis moments, but every day in Washington with a priority for New Yorkers and transit. So with that, so do you want to run it? Elijah.
Thank you all for giving us an update on that. It seems like this week in particular has been quite challenging for transit. You had at least 2 incidents in the subway regarding the signal system with the power outage. We had what happened here in Bayside. People have expressed some concerns about the state of transit right now. Can you clarify? Can you talk to people about that?
The big picture has been good, Elijah. We've had, this is not the Summer of Hell. Summer of Hell, you ran 60% on-time performance. We're in the subway. We're in the mid-80s. In the Long Island Railroad and Metro North, we're in the high 90%. So subway and commuter rail service has been pretty good. But what we've experienced is the challenge of having really old infrastructure and being subject to the water that comes from all over down onto tracks and hitting the subway and commuter rail systems. So we got to fix that. We have to work with our partners in the municipalities, especially the city of New York, to keep the water out so we don't have these impacts on transit, and to deal with things like power surges, which are still under investigation, that impacted on subway. But the big picture is, number one, things have been a lot better, big picture, not this week, but big picture. And number two, we're getting investments, especially from Governor Hochul, and as well as from folks in Washington who are working on it, so we can fix this 100-year-old system so we have a truly modern system.
Jake Schiff, do you have a question?
Yes, hi. Our chief is asking you about the West 4th Street station and signal issues. Have you nailed down the problem there? And could this happen on any other lines that have signal issues?
Well, the West 4th Street station, we had the same...
We've been listening to MTA Chair Janno Lieber speaking this morning. You heard Elijah Westbrook answering a question a few moments ago. We'll be right back with more.